Hello everyone. Today I want to focus fully on the guide for a guild. There is a lot of stuff around that, and I just want to make sure whenever you join the guild and you are part of it, you do it efficiently. And actually, I'll show it from the lead side. So what's important is a leader of the guild, what you need to do. So basically, let's focus on that. Okay, so let's start. Very first thing for anyone starting Era of Chaos, or even playing, that's the top thing I believe, and it never changed. So when I played, I know 2 years ago, when I'm playing now, it didn't change. You need to join Top Guild, and there is quite many things why, but the benefits of being part of a Top Guild are really big. It's on comparison to coming there, and you will be able to actually go much faster if you join Top Guild. Okay, so let's assume you're already in the Top Guild, and then what's important, okay? So the first thing, we'll go one by one, but the most important is guild technology. Uh, and I'll be showing you from our side. We mostly go fairly efficiently with it, but not maybe everywhere. But yeah, I'll be talking where should you focus on, and actually what's the lead responsibility to make sure actually all the team is doing proper job. So from our side, and from general side, you want obviously the level go up as much as possible, but to do it quickly, you need very at the very beginning, actually, to some a later time, this free. You need to have members. You need to have donation doubling, and you need to increase number of donation. That will allow you to go at the max speed and improve your level and improve all other um, skills at the max possible pace. That's what you're aiming for. Uh, so initially we focus members and went equal, for instance, like level 111, 222, 333, blah blah. So right, this is important, but till some level. I think around 5 or 6 level, we switched to not wish to arrows, and arrows are important because they actually allow you to gather more shards of your units, and this is fairly cheap. And once you go to level 2, it's done. You don't need to focus on the merges. So I think around 4 or 5 we went to level 1 in here everywhere. We went bugging here for 1 level, then we went bugging here to finish it, and then again bugging here. I think at level 6 we switched to make those two wishes, these wishes to level 2, and that's because the cost of them is like fairly big, the long time actually to finish them, and it was much cheaper to finish level 1 and 2 of those. So this is actually for me considered as a max for now. We don't need to bother anyone. Someone is pushing on that, I'm not sure why on our side. But yeah, this is still after level 2 done. This after, I think, depending on your server stage, but after level 7, that was unnecessary. It was done for us. Why? Firstly, because it's pretty hard to get new members. And you see we're 36 to 37, and I'm looking for another person to join, but yeah, it's 1 day of cooldown when you can actually switch between guilds. Yeah, one note, after you join the first guild, then it's very short, it's like 5 minutes cooldown to switch for the first time the guild, but then after you do that, it's like 1 day, 24 hours, just mind it. So we can't fill it, to be honest, with active players. So for us, that doesn't make sense to go for their own members. Not sure why some put there. Uh, Same about that. So remember, every every day, 5,000 donations is max you can make. That basically means that once you have proper doubling in number of donations and amount of people, you will be exceeding that, so you don't want to go further because some people might just go and other will not have even a chance to donate anything and will not get a bonus, so you don't want that. 7 is a proper number. Okay, then this one. I'm not sure why people put something in here, but it's not significant. And to be honest, those two are total skip, at least for now. So gold is not like a blocker for us, and this percentage are like fairly low, and that's a lot. That's a lot. You can actually spend much more efficiently this. That's why for us this is skip for now. This at some point where we will have like equal level, that will actually maybe matter, but definitely not now. So that's a zero. Another one is zero. I don't know, forever. That's a waste. Don't put anything here because it's waste. And once you pass through blue and those three, I would say that's your top priority. Because that actually will help you with spatial tunnel and thus you go as much as you can, and this requires a lot. So you see the level 3 requires like 50,000 of donations points. That's a lot. So it's like a full 10 days of all guild working on that to make it level 3 from now. Once you go every day 5,000. So yeah, again, and it's really a responsibility of the leader to make sure everyone is doing it properly. I think after some time, people are like searching for what has the top of donations already, and based on that they donate the same. Right? That makes proper sense. The problem is when someone starts actually donating from something you don't want, someone and some other sees as like, oh, okay, there are some donations here, and then there is quite a bit of work of the leader to actually make it proper. So how do I communicate? If I want, everyone to focus. So basically what I'm going as a lead to the mail, and I am writing here technology, and writing to everyone that please focus red. We focus increase rewards, then increase damage. And everyone from the guild will go this mail, and yeah, you can, I think, translate it easily. So that should actually be properly done by lead. If your lead is not doing that, and you see that randomness happens in your guild, really ask him to do that, because that's really needed for everyone to focus on the proper things, so your guild can actually grow faster. Okay, and another thing is like from time to time I'm reminding the guild chat to focus what, but that's less effective because once there is some communication, it's gone and people do not see it. This will be in your mailbox, everyone will see it for sure. Okay, so that was about it. As a lead, remember to put position for your guild vice president and commander, and they can send mails too. They can manage recruitment. They can accept actually people. So this is all important, and make sure you do that. Okay, so that's this one. Then actually let's leave map for the last one. Let's talk about guild store. Okay, guild store. You can see fully unlocked, so that's how it looks fully unlocked. It happens after level 9. And what is my recommendations? Like, skip all those. Sometimes you are close and you want this, but I wouldn't do that even. Sometimes I do it, especially if I see champions runes, but besides of that, skip it. You need to max all 6, and I'll talk why in a moment, but basically just go and max one by one. There is one note to remember when you're focusing on different of those heroes is remember that for 2 game modes, and you can actually search for some wiki pages, you're gaining those heroes. So for example, I'll get Yok here. This is level chapter. What's the next one? No, this one. I don't remember what's the next one. So, but yeah, remember, and you can check it in the wiki pages in terms of which heroes you can gain. You will get heroes here, and you will get heroes here. Like I'm getting Shiva here for quite a few times. Uh, and if I get back, it was Shiva here. I think Shiva here too. You can check all those heroes, but why I'm mentioning that? Because you should really calculate which heroes. Because my goal is basically go initially to full 4-star all. In one moment I'll tell why, but let's get back to guild shop. You don't want to go, for example, too far with Mephal. I know Mephal will be thinking underground for the next few, so I'm keeping like 40. I probably went too much already for her, but yeah, I think it's fine. So I don't want to go further with her because I know I will get her shards from underground. And the same for Yogg. Actually, Yogg is like a lot of work still, but I don't know yet how much. Yoga I'll get from underground. I will need to calculate, and then based on that, I'll know how much to focus. Another thing is remember through signups, you get them. Sometimes they are from those heroes. You have them. Sometimes I think last time it was who? It was where is it? Not this one. It was Milich. Milich. Uh, but yeah, that actually helped me to go faster with him and faster with him. So that's your top rating here. Make sure you focus properly on them. Think about 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, all four, I believe, they're gathered from parts of story and underground. So you need to calculate how much you need to get from this. Obviously, if I'll be at some point faster in here, I wouldn't bother and just 4-star them. If I can't reach a proper level of underground, I wouldn't bother. But that's something to have in mind to be efficient with it. Once I'm done with this, I will fully focus runes. So that will be my goal in here to actually, whatever, yeah, we'll have another guide for roster, but here is like my secondary priority in here. And now, why is important to have heroes 4-star? There are actually at least two reasons. So the first reason is my first adjutant is where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Ah, I went too far actually. Let me filter here. Ah, yeah, it's Katrin. It's my first adjutant, and she's pretty good because I'm using castle units, and almost everyone is using castle units, like Angel, Paladin, Judicator, and you need to have them 4-star to be able to use adjutant skills. And that's big because firstly you got the stats, and that's another thing. Making sure you can 4-star them will boost your total stats, and your total stats are boosting every single hero you're using. That's super important. That's why you want as quickly as possible to have heroes, all heroes you can afford, and then the two slowly work to force for them to maximize those attributes because they really matter. When you start battling, they will hugely influence the performance of your team and can be actually decisive in terms of who wins, who loses. And obviously, second skill is adjutant and making sure you can reach with them. There's one thing to remember, especially if you are pay to win and you go for some paid heroes to be your adjutants. This is very scarce resource, and you potentially don't want to go too far with these books for free-to-play heroes. So, for example, I'm here planning to go max level 10. I think it's like 5 books, so it's one book from level 6 to level 10. It's one book. So that's where I stopped, and I think at some point when I will start doing this for, I know, first generation premium hero, second generation premium hero, then I will go probably to level 40, but not here. So this is why it's important. Then let's come back to guild. Okay, so we went through guild technology, we went through guild store, then wishing fountain. Make sure you do daily donations because you get through this currency through that, and that's actually allowing you to. Okay, we had the third. You see, we already at max. No one now can do any more donation. It's very morning. Okay, and wishing fountain. Yeah, so you firstly want to wish for the heroes, and how do I do that? So usually I wish for heroes which are SR units, which are scarce for me to take. So for example, Minotaur or recently Cavalier, because they cost purple or gold. Like Cavalier cost gold crystals, and that's fairly rare material. You rather want to focus on SR plus, so I usually request for them. And actually, let me donate. And yeah, you should observe, right? So if too many people ask for the same, it doesn't make sense for you to ask too. And this, you shouldn't do that. So don't expect SR plus units. Anyone will give you that. People don't do that. So that's actually waste for him of his timer. He should rather request for some SR unit and then be sure that someone will donate that. Firstly, if I have it, I wouldn't donate because I wanted to build it. And secondly, if I don't have it, I can donate. And most people don't have it. Or if I have it, I will use it soon because then it means I'm Fortress focused. Okay, so this is about Wishing Fountain. Let's go now to Guild Reward Packs. Okay, so I'm not buying this only during events. I rather go for here. For me, it's fairly expensive. I consider it expensive, so not worth. And usually, yeah, people go with gold, especially around the events. But remember, every day, once I think it's after arena reset, you should claim those free. And we have enough of them, so everyone in guild can claim of them. And yeah, just make sure you don't cap them because it's like gold, diamonds, sometimes pretty good amount of diamond, artifact, currency to the stones. So yeah, don't sleep over that. Okay, so we were here. It was just for fun. Don't skip over Guild Mercenary. And in here, there is one thing. Yeah, so I really need gold, so that's probably why I need to push and keep them as high as possible. But there's one caveat for that. So I'm pushing my level, and cause I'm pushing it, you can't use my mercenary if you're not at least level 75. So that's annoying, but that's developers' decision to make, right? So to probably too weak players to know actually to overuse stronger players' units, but yeah, it makes sense. So, and there are particular units you really should use always if you actually fighting, for example, in tunnel. Uh, Definitely you should look for where is she? Where is she? I think we got one, but maybe not anymore one. There was one player who was a bit weaker, who was putting always sister here, but she's not anymore in here. But yeah, I think sister 3-star. If you can put her here, put it, and allow others to use it because she's doing pretty great low level, even as a low level damage to in the tunnel. And yeah, I didn't put it because my Naga is already doing much more, so you rather would use this well built heroes instead of, not heroes, but units. But yeah, I think we need to catch up on who. The problem is like Sister wasn't in any banner from when we started. It's only from packages or events you could take her. But yeah, that's probably changing. Will change soon, hopefully. Okay, so we covered this, and this. We didn't cover archery. And here a few important information. Actually, let me buy it. So let me show you how do I do that. Let me buy one. You shouldn't do that. I'm buying to show you how to do it efficiently. So let me do that. So I usually need 47, 46 arrows to go for boss. And boss is your main thing. Don't put arrows here. You don't want that. And don't even try to max this arrow. And always use one arrow. Never do +2 arrows or whatever. So that's one thing, right? So to be efficient, and I can actually show you, I'm on the second place. So I think I'm doing not badly. I'm not buying too many. I think he's doing even better. So once I have this 47, I'm going to boss, summoning boss, and then I'm focusing to shooting to the right side. I'm choosing and shooting, then waiting bit, shooting, waiting, shooting. You see there are some unbelievable and some perfect ones, yeah. And I didn't went top, so 56 we had, and so that was 46. I didn't went top because top is doing less damage, so I have some perfect chances for this done. And I already used to, shooting and knowing when to wait, that I'm not losing any arrows and being fairly efficient. With this one, you really want to wait for dragon to appear. Ideally two, but if not, and yeah, you aim his head. So yeah, I'm shooting here. Yeah, okay, that was nice. That was nice. Okay, and that'll be end. Yeah, so that was not bad. 24. So usually at the high I go 25. And remember, don't try to max this. To get this shoot because this shooting is giving only 4, so you really want to max amount of arrows to invoke bosses. That's all what matters. Let me grab this. And yeah, remember to give your arrows. Every day you have 6 arrows, remember to give them away to other guild members. Okay, so we covered this one, and the last thing, actually two last things. So let's talk about guild adventure. First thing, this is why being in top guild really matters. I'm here, I'm not sure for long, but let's see if there's someone to attack, probably not. So there's a few things. So firstly, yeah, to this amount of minutes that gave me almost 100. So I do a lot of diamonds with just staying in here. So the first thing why it's important to be in top guild, you always book Dragon Utopia. And that's pretty good. Another thing is if you're in weaker, because of one single thing in missions, you frequently get this, it's 180 experience, it's a lot. And to gain this, I need to kill 3 players. If everyone in my top guild gets this, we'll be doing everything possible to kill other guild players. And that basically means, if you'll be sitting here from other guilds, you'll be aim for everyone from our guild because we want to pass this. And another thing, if you're in guild, don't hit others more than 3 times. Once you did this, or if you don't have this story in particular day, don't do that. Leave other guild players to be killed by others who has this daily task. That's fair, and so just remember, it's important. So that's one thing we have. Okay, that allows me actually to go back in here. I think, I hope, yeah. So usually you don't do that, but let me go back so I can show you a few stuff. Spatio-temporal tunnel. I think this is the name. So that's one important thing. That's why this red damage and rewards technology donations matters, because there's a lot of rewards in here, and we'll see in a moment what you use it for. Another important thing is like remember to always go with those. This is pretty bad. So, to be honest, if you see this wizard realm and there is privilege point or heaven, especially heaven custom, I wouldn't even bother with that. Why? Because you never max it. No one will be giving this. So people shouldn't put things. Instead, I walk over it. I didn't want. Okay, but it's fine. So gold is fine. The reward is pretty bad. Actually, let me go back. Unfortunately, I walked over. I'll lose 10 points. Let me just go there. So let me quickly go. It's gold for. This is fine. I can go for it. And this is fine too, so someone for sure will go with it, and I'm 0, so yeah. Another thing, you see a lot of them. If you go over some, or you finish them, you just quit and go back again, they're gone. So at least your map is a bit cleaner. So that's one thing. Another thing, super important, this one is refreshing daily, not weekly, daily. And I think I'm not finished, but even if I'm finished with this 8 hours walk, she will not show exclamation mark. And usually people think, okay, there's no exclamation mark, so I don't need to go there. No, you need to go to her daily to collect that, and daily to call for this guy who is collecting then the unit parts and giving you a lot of these crystals. So that's one thing to remember. And my daily routine, besides maybe a Thursday, but I think for Thursday that would require different recording. So my daily routine is I'm going here, doing my 3 times damages. I'm going here to take my rewards and enable speed boost. So basically the speed boost works when you enable that. For every step over you have a chance to get the feedback. So I don't know, you spend 100 movements and you can get, for example, 50 back. That's pretty good, and that's you should move over this map only during that. That's the only effective way to do that. And use efficiently your skills. We'll speak about them a little bit soon, but teleportation is one of the most important things out of all them, but teleportation and resource collection. So how do I use resource collection? Maybe that's firstly. You really don't want to spend time going over that. This is a lot. So this rewards for the bosses here, here, and here. You don't want to walk over and take them. No. Instead, you want to stand like 2 steps away of them. You click resource collection, and from here I'm taking all the rewards, all the premium rewards and whatever is around me with just one skill. And I'm using that daily, so I'm never going for this reward through one day. I'm doing that through 3 separate days, depending on how situation works, and rarely through the first day, because it requires more movement on the other parts. So let's say second, third, and fourth day, if you kill boss, you go here, like some steps ahead, and then that's the way how you use that. Another thing is teleportation. I'm using teleportation in PvP. So sometimes I just speed up myself because I don't have an efficient way to use it. But sometimes, for example, if you plan to finish your movement and you are from Monday, maybe let's say from Tuesday to Friday, you always want to leave yourself one teleportation and at least 20 movement. 20 is enough. Why? Because if you have one teleportation, you can jump over here, and with 20 steps, it's enough to go over 1, 2, and to your castle. You have 0 and you're super efficiently for all the rest of the day collecting diamonds. That's what you want to do. A little bit different in the weekend, because in the weekend you really want 40. So I'm using teleportation and I need 40, and to use it through 40 steps you go 1, 2, you go to castle, because remember, if you go to castle it doesn't take movement. If I will go step here instead of going to castle, it will take my movement. So 1, 2, castle, 1, 2, castle, and I'm in the middle, and you'll show that in the moment. And the last thing is tunnel. You really should be focused in the tunnel, and yeah, I can go there. I don't want to. Okay, it's fine. Let me do that for this video, so to show you. So if I go, so let's move here. When you're attacking, make sure you check progress. Don't go blindly. You always want to just hit. So we do it wrongly. People don't check it, not sure why. So I was writing that. I think I need to remind. So you should actually focus who is having the most progress, and there should be ideally only one unit having progress. Sometimes it happens at the same time, but no, you would see. So even if you see someone's going somewhere, just go there, and so everyone should hit 1 together. There's other strategy, but it's required quite a bit of effort, and maybe at some point we'll switch to that, but we need more damage. So to be faster, you probably check for the missions, then you check in all for the missions, and you only hit those one which has your main team. You potentially can do that, and you only do that for the rounds you know you can finish for the period of the tunnel, because tunnel is resetting from the very beginning if you will not finish it in the time. So as much as you hit, that's what you can actually achieve. And another important thing is like use units like Sister. Sister is doing pretty great. Even as 3-star, she's able to do a lot of damage. So if you have her in Mercenary to take from other players, do that. If not, yeah, just grab her in Covenant whenever she appears. It's a really important unit, especially here. Okay, so that's it. Let me move out and let me go back to town. And yeah, I'm 159, but yeah, let's imagine we teleported, and I want to show you that this is actually taking. So firstly, 119. Going to underground does not cost me anything. Then 1, 2, cancel. That's what you do in the Monday to Friday. You leave this 20 to make sure you can go there. Don't step over here like here. This is where or actually he's probably beaten by other players. That's why he's here. But that's what you want to do. Then 1, 2, and I'm here. And that's basically about it in the map. Another important thing is as a lead. Let me go to ground. I will not be able to show you it now. I forgot to show you actually before I went through. But your lead, especially at the beginning of the server game, he has the mark button here, and he can put comment. And when you see that guild is randomly hitting boss, the guild boss really should mark the boss which should be aimed, so they should be went through in some proper focus order, not like random, so everyone knows who to hit them. At some point, you know, the damage will be enough to actually kill all independently on the order, but initially we are doing that. We are fairly efficient. We could gather rewards in different days, so that was pretty good. So that's something too important to remember. And another thing I forgot to mention is another usages of teleportation. Uh, So one of the best cases to use it is when you go and search for the why jump it here? When you search for so when you search for this guy, which is then looking for your units in the missions on the enemy territory, and you see he's here. It's a lot of movement to reach here. Instead, what do? I go here, I teleport here, and here I am. And this is actually one of the best usages of teleport, going through those mountains efficiently, and whenever you have such cases, that's a proper place to use teleport. Just remember to leave enough movement or enough teleports for going to underground, because that's your major place when you want to spend your time. Okay, so we go to this tunnel, we kill those bosses. What do we get from there? So this is actually what is super important. You want to do as high as possible with them. And for server competition, if you're a top player, the four here are less of important, the two are more of the important. But if you're a weaker player, you can focus on one of the areas and the boosts. So you have like arena power, dual power, glory power. So you can find the place where you get the most out of. And this is probably, I'm just getting it for the bonuses, but as I reach 6, I don't plan to go for quite a time further with this. But if you're a weaker player, Glory Arena and Duel of Champions, especially Duel of Champions, you want to be promoted, and this can be actually good advantage for you. It's giving you unit damage and unit damage reduction in this area, so this is very good. Another thing is like this is pretty huge, so it's allowing you actually to increase your damage, and if you are fighting for top places, and that's actually the case for me, going as much as possible with this is very important. Another thing is Inferno. In Endless Inferno, so this is actually boosting your team and helps you to go to higher levels. Speed up a little bit progress on emblems, very important. That's why tunnel and fighting tunnel and go as high as possible in tunnel is super important. And I think that was the last part. Yeah, so I think that was all I wanted to share with you about the guild. Actually, no, okay, there's one more thing. But I will not speak much about them because events were finished. So remember, you have these 3 events which are guild focus, and just don't sleep over them. Remember to get the rewards, to be active, to be part of. I'm still learning, especially about the Holy City Siege, how does work. Yesterday, for example, auction didn't work at all for me. It was like empty. I have no idea what happened. It's super strange. But yeah, it's like, and yeah, I did mistake. Like I slept over the time of here, and we lose the battle. Yeah, so this is important to be actually active and be part of them and help your team to get as much as you can from them. And saying that, yeah, that's I think the last part I wanted to share for this guide. So thanks all, and I hope it will help you to be more efficient and to improve your guild. Have a good weekend and speak to you in the next video. Bye.